All right, everybody, welcome to a big old best of 5 grand finals. We have Dragon Phoenix Gaming's hero, the Smiling Assassin, he's known as. Get excited because he's going to cheese, he's going to attack a lot, he's going to spam that F2 key like only he can do while performing at peak level, and he's also spamming clicks on that robot right now, but it goes out of vision before he could blow it up. He was trying to blow that up just then. His opponent at the bottom right, this is Kaiser Gaming Solar, guys. So because sometimes the bot blocks it, and all critters in all Blizzard games, if you spam clicking on it, it will blow up. Let's see if he goes back and tries again. Will he? No. You can see when he's clicking on it because there'll be a red circle on it. But he doesn't do it. This is the Grand Finals of EPT Korean Weekly Cup number 107. And I'm really excited to watch this because I'm actually casting this live. Might be on YouTube a little later, but I'm casting it before I head off to the World Championship. And I see herO as a big dark horse for actually having a surprising run because he's been smashing recently. And I think this is really cool because he's been making it to a lot of these online finals. He's been doing really well in other tournaments, but he's up against the Gatekeeper. It's Solar. It's Solar, man. And so and that's actually super harsh because he's not just a Gatekeeper. Solar dominates online weekly cups. The only people that stop him are the last two GSL champions, KR and Zest, right? Who besides KR and Zest has beat Solar in these online? Very few people are beating him. MaxPax a few times in recent weeks because Solar, I think, is hiding all of his ZVP builds. He's been playing the most normie defensive ZVP ever against MaxPax, but I don't think that's what he's going to do here against herO, because herO is going to take the fight to him much earlier than late game. He's not going to play straight Sky Toss. So it's going to be really cool to see. If herO can take down Solar, it gives me even more hopes for what is already, I think, a dark horse. A guy who's being overlooked by most people, but has a good shot of making it out of that round of 36 into the group stage and maybe even into the final bracket. So my hopes are for that because his games are so fun. They're filled with action. They're filled with bizarre wall-offs. This wall-off's a little weird, right? I guess it kind of makes sense because then he can have like a real thick choke point there. That's all right. I don't mind it. Does allow more Zerg units up onto the high ground for busting your wall, but that's okay. Fair enough. He's going to go for a Stargate to kick things off, will herO. And it really is going to be Solar playing strong macro, defensive, and reflexive play. And herO is going to be the one who's just going to throw out some crazy shit because that's how herO plays StarCraft. Now notice no chrono on the adept, tells us he's keeping that at home. Obviously the rally point does as well, but yeah, lots of chronos on his probes going down. And he's got almost two chronos saved up there for the oracles. Now this adept, he's going to cancel that shade 100%. There's no reason to go across if you've not chronoed it. He might go across with the two adepts if he feels like it. We'll see. Third base does start here for Solar. Solar completely pulled off gas for now. Third queen on the way. And the first creep tumor. Getting ready to go down on the front. Adept's going to join up. Yeah. Two adepts out. Does he shade across? Second gateway to finish the wall. Void Ray is on the way. It's going to go after this. This is a very small map, so it's not common to go Stargate here. And yet, herO appears to be just doing the most normal Stargate into quick third play. Oh, he's hiding extra gases. Hello, Fleet Beacon. Hello, Fleet Beacon. Double Stargate. Guys, we're seeing two gases on the natural. Next will be a Fleet Beacon and a second Stargate. And I think it's going to be the Tempest Rush. Yeah, I think it's going to be the Tempest Rush. I think he's just going to run across and try to just start killing queens and killing this hatchery if he can. I don't know if he'll get the upgrade for the structure damage or not. But this is herO in a nutshell. Let's be a cheeky bastard and try and rush him with the highest tech in the game. Fleet Beacon, second Stargate goes down. Of course, he waited for the Overlord to be killed before he did that. But at this point, Solar knows something's up because this Zergling comes in, sees no third on either location. But the problem for Solar is he doesn't know what you're doing on 2-base. Probably going to build a Roach Warren about 4 minutes 25 just to be safe because he thinks there could be a Glaive adept follow-up or something like that. He hasn't seen an Oracle. So he's definitely going to be worried about ground units. Can't get in there just yet. Now, those Zerglings, if they ran up to there, he could actually see that gas geyser and see how long it's been mining, but that's pretty niche. Not many people are going to look for that. Zerglings able to get in front of these adepts, but good micro with the adepts. Will take out a few of the Zerglings and does actually lose one adept, so not too bad. Double gas going down. Lair, Roach Warren. It's kind of late, actually. Lair started at 4:30. That's a very good lair timing. Tectonic destabilizers. That's the building damage upgrade. It's on the way. Solar, he will find this third base with his Zerglings. The moment he sees it, he'll have to back off. He's going for the natural. That bot is still alive, and it was even defending the adept for a moment there. Thinks about going for the third. That's a terribly placed pylon, guys. 101 of pylon placement. Don't put it there. This is the worst possible pylon placement. herO showing us how not to place pylons. I've always talked about this. You always need to do it somewhere in the middle and create a one space gap. On the diagonal, a nexus, hatchery, and command center have curved edges where you can just move through the edges of them. So you don't want to put it on a diagonal ever. So notice how he's created no choke points with any of these, except kind of one between the gas and the shield battery. That's really bad building placement by herO. But this is herO, man. His attention to detail is basically only there for surprising his opponent, not for those little standard things. You think of a guy like Innovation that places every building pixel perfect every time, hits his build just right every time. You think of Zest, who does that quite a lot. herO is the chaos to their order. He is the yin to their yang, the psychopath to their well-dressed dinner guest. He's the man looking in the window with that shining grin on his face, that psychopath look. Tempest coming forward right now, going to go for these queens. Spores building to buy time. Spy is almost finished. Solar's even going to get Lings in. Nothing in the wall off. herO caught with his pants down a little bit. The Zergling's going to go right into that main. What are we doing, mate? How do you not have units? He's F2'd all of his Zealots and Adepts across the map. herO, you absolute donkey. What are you doing? He's A-moved a bunch of slow Zealots and Adepts to the front rather than, oh, I don't know, manning the wall? God damn, he's crazy. herO, what are these units doing here? What are you doing? His army group is literally just an F2 control group. He's just F2'd, put it on control 1, and he's pretending like he's microing. Send these units home to man your wall, bro. They're doing nothing here. And this is not Protoss F2. The people in chat, Protoss F2. This is herO F2. herO doesn't use control groups like anyone else. We're going to keep one of his units selected. If you watch down here on the right side of the screen, you can see those control groups constantly changing. He's in big trouble, guys. Corruptors are almost out. He needs to get out of here right now. Those Corruptors about to pop. You need to leave. You've done some damage. You killed some queens. You took a lot of probe losses, but you need to go home right now. You need to go home. You're not going to get this hatchery snipe. Leave. He loses one Tempest. I mean, I think he's just committed. Because he lost so many probes, I think he just feels like he's committed. His Zealots and Adepts are going to fight the Zerglings. The Chad Rays turn on their prismatic alignments, kill a few Corruptors. The Corruptors are going to keep going in, though. They're going to look for that Tempest kill. And the Void Rays doing all right there, actually. They kill a few Corruptors. The Zealots and the Adepts still not trading that well, though, and there's just not that much probe production. He's not mining his gas in his natural. He's got a probe killing an unbuildable plate. His main is terribly saturated right now with units on all the wrong things. His third base gas isn't saturated either. It's an absolute mess here. And herO, he's, like I said, completely chaotic in terms of how herO plays. And when it doesn't work, it comes unstuck so quickly. But when he's got his finger on the pulse of the game and he's stitching together all the different details that he needs to, he looks like an absolute god. But in this game, Solar shuts him down, dominant position, has a fourth base, and he could probably just walk across the map with Queen Corruptor. I'd like to see him hunting the rally point right now, send the Corruptors up here, dive in on top of the Stargates, try and catch any Void Rays out. Solar, he's building more Corruptors and more Roaches, so it looks like he's just going to attack on the ground with Roach Ling when Roach Speed finishes. And then bring the Corruptors in and just focus down the Voids at the same time. He's taking the fourth base, one gas going up there, but just using it mainly to transfer workers. He's sitting on 68. So rather than taking the worker advantage, Solar is clearly saying, I'm just going to kill you with Roach Corruptor. Now, arguably Void Rays being the hard counter to Corruptors could hold on. I just feel like the numbers won't be good enough. He's going to get to maybe 11 Corruptors versus 21 Corruptors versus 11 Void Rays. You know, maybe with some batteries spread around. The dream may exist. I mean, herO moving out, though, that's definitely not what he needs to be doing right now. He does not know what we know, and that is that Solar is massing units and would love to fight you right about now. He's walled off his base. He says, well, I'd like to F2, so I'm just going to wall off me base so your Zerglings can't get in. Does hold that one out for now. And the Void Rays coming on forward, seeing what they can do. And the Void Rays do activate Prismatic Alignment. They're outnumbered like 3-1 here. So the numbers just way too far in favor of the Corruptors. And Solar going to shut down game 1. Here I am all excited for this series. And herO absolutely potatoes the first map of the best of 5. All right, guys, down here in the bottom left side, we've got Kaizi Gaming Solar. Top right is herO. We got that scoreboard the wrong way around. Sorry. There we go. Flipped it. herO is going to be going for a pylon scout. And I think that was a 13 pylon. Yes, it was. So he wants to make sure he blocks this on such a long map. Solar will probably take the straight line third. Not a lot of people like the triangle on this map. It's a little hard to get your queens back around from there up into the main. You can see, because this whole thing is blocking it, it just takes forever for your queens to get down there. So that's why most Zergs do take this third base. A lot easier to defend against Void Rays. More probes on the way. The gas as well. Happy to have blocked the base. herO does come up from the natural very quickly. So something you can do against herO, I think Solar could have doubled back with his drone and put that hatchery down. And it would have still been a little delayed, but I think it would have been better than taking the third base personally. Of course, Solar just playing it very standard rather than playing the opponent. And herO, a player who likes to check if there's a 12 pull up very early by going into the main base. Nexus goes down behind it. Probe still hanging around, being a bit of a cheeky dickhead, seeing if he can push Solar off any of these mineral patches. Solar microing pretty well, though, to make sure that doesn't go down. Now, notice how herO prioritizes harassing the faraway mineral patches rather than the close ones. That's because herO doesn't really, as I said, have attention to detail. He keeps trying to occupy the bad mineral patches. The other ones are much more important. If you can knock a drone off one of the close mineral patches, it's far more effective than this one. But once again, there's something about cheesy players where I think they just don't follow standard logic ever. There's just so many things that they kind of operate in their own silo of understanding, and it allows them to be incredibly creative. But there's these weird inefficiencies that just abound in their play, and it's so bizarre to watch and compare to the players who are all part of, I will do the most efficient play, I will follow the meta, I will always try and, do the standard thing, the assumed best thing. And then there's guys like herO who are always looking for a weird little edge. Hides the probe here. Look at this. He's looking for when the drone comes in so he can show himself blocking this at the last possible moment. He's not chronoing an adept, so he's not going to be able to pair it up with anything. Let's see if he gets it. Does he get it? Oh my god, he's so annoying. But Solar did keep the Zerglings nearby. Okay. Just looking to block that. Cute. I mean, this is it. And you can see that wasn't even a patrol path. He was literally controlling that probe the entire time. He was looking at home to put a structure down, jumping back to the probe. Looking at home, jumping back to the probe. Constantly. Very, very cute. Just kind of looking around the map, seeing any signs, but I don't really know what they're going to be going for. Looks like a quicker third might be going down here for herO. Yeah, he's moving out to that third already. We'll have another adept coming out in a moment. These two adepts going to look like they might want to pressure on the front. Overlord tried to run all the way home after spotting the Cybercore, but herO hunts it down and says, no escape for you, you dickhead. Ooh. Someone was pointing out, why would you put the pylon there? Normally you wouldn't. Yeah, that is slowing his gas mining down just ever so slightly. As we pointed out before, herO is super chaotic. He just does things. Very intuitive. Very kind of like, he just goes with his instincts. So it's not perfect efficient play, but it's a passionate play. It's fueled by his deepest, darkest desires of cheesing his opponents. And it's very effective. It's very effective. Lots of small mistakes you can make in StarCraft, even at a pro level, they're not going to change the outcome. What matters is that the big picture, the overall strategy, that, details add up for sure, but there are so many chances to get advantages or to make mistakes in StarCraft. It's kind of crazy. Got a forge there as well. Second Stargate is already on the way. He's gone for the third and fourth gases after the fourth base. Solar. It's looked like he's had a pretty decent opening. Oracle's going to be a bit of a nuisance. That, I think, needs to move slightly further north. Oh, no. And he's just going to kill it. Takes a while for those queens to kill that. There we go. Does go back to mining. Oracle being a bit of a cheeky bastard. Doesn't really find anything, though. He's got to go back and regen the shield. Zergling's trying to get in. Battery just in time. Another Void Ray does push this back. Overlord scouts in from the right side. This is the one that he hid down here on the right side of the map. Comes in, gets a full scout. Gotta send a Void Ray to deal with that, mate. Can't be letting him spy on you like that. Void Ray's just hanging at the front. This Overlord's like, oh, shh. They won't notice me, Pig. Shh, it's alright. Nah, we're good, we're good. They didn't notice that. It's fine. Fuck. No! 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 I just wanted to have a perv on your miners, mate. I just wanted to have a cheeky look inside your base. I don't want to hurt you! Does get taken out. Nobody likes their workers being watched. It's weird. hero's going for a robo at the front. Are we going to see disruptors off the back of that? We might. With this style of play, I expect hero to look for a big... what's the most powerful thing at the moment? Big Void Ray, Disruptor charge on Archon, like timing. Probably with some carriers as well. But like a maxed out timing, maybe at like 10, 11 minutes, at 12 minutes maybe. But like, I don't know, it's just that big scary A move of units. Ooh! Big stasis trap, very well done. Zergling's just looking for pickoffs in between the bases. Nice moves by Solar. Could go back in and target another one, but Void Ray's coming and grab another drone over there. 2 drones. Speed Overseer is going to confirm. He says, what's the follow-up? And right now, I'm not even sure. Fleet Beacon and Robobay do go down now. Perfect timing on this scout, guys. He's going to see it immediately. Adepts come in and kill another 5 workers. Sorry, I didn't catch that at the start. That gets cleaned up, but look at this. Overseer, Fleet Beacon, and Robobay. Solar was distracted, though. Does he click on it? He does, yeah. So he should have seen... Oh, okay, you're playing just standard late game. He's going to go Hive, Spire. I would like Pathogen Glands. I'd like to see probably Broodlord Infester, but you really want to get at least 5 or 6 Infestors with this army. Because one of the big problems you run into is if the Void Rays and the carriers can just shift-click your Broodlords down, you get wiped. So you need to be able to fungal those air units just to hold them back a little bit. And Cannon does get sniped. Nice pick-off by Solar. So he's going 3 Infestors, a few more Queens. Evo Chamber. First Evo Chamber now on the way. Twilight Council's here. I'm not sure why this +1 got upgraded. I feel like this is a nonsense +1. I think hero did it just because he had a Forge. The thing is, he doesn't have any gateways. He's got 2 gates and his Twilight's just finished. I guess it's just to get +2 and +3 for many minutes down the line. Feels like he's planning a little far ahead on that one, though. 4th base is up very early. Carapace is on the way. 2nd Evo Chamber for Solar as well. We're going to late game, baby. I don't see hero as an expert late game player, but at the same time, the timing attacks, just being confident and just shoving them in there. So many Zergs get caught off with the wrong number of units. And I told you guys, Solar's been playing incredibly defensive lately, and one of his big weaknesses against max packs has been not having enough Infestors. Too heavy on the Queens and just getting overwhelmed when the Protoss first hits that max out. 2nd ball is on the way. +2 attack for ground and air. Flux Vein's about to finish. Bunch more gateways on the way. I'm surprised there aren't carriers building right now. Oracle does revelate. Not sure if he caught a glimpse of the Infestors. Double carrier should start up right now. There we go. Chrono boosting both of those. 5th base on the left side. We've got an Ultra Cavern there. A Baneling Nest as well coming up. Going to allow him to just roll Banelings in, clear out cannons and batteries, and blowing up all this sort of stuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. 8 Fuckveins Void Rays, and that's an exposed Hive. Oh, no spotters on the left side of the map. Solar, he was looking so good, but he's let his guard down for just a moment here. Wait, there's some Queens coming, but not enough transfuse, I don't think. Oh, that's a dead Hive. That's a dead Hive. He's already started up a layer elsewhere, and he's going to be able to kill some of these units. He drops a Parasitic Bomb. Does that follow the units through the recall? Yes, it does. Looks like he killed a Void Ray there, I think, with the Parasitic Bombs. So the Parasitic Bomb does stick to the unit even through the recall. Good to know that. Finish them off on the other side. Ultra's on the way. 7 more drones being rebuilt. He did get 2 Vipers out and 3 Infestors. He plays so light on the Spellcasters, does Solar. Now, the problem is hero is not building Immortals. What MaxPax has been schooling this style with lately, and what Solar's really struggled with, is he sees the Ultras. It's getting really predictable, the Ultras. And when the push comes, he has 4 Immortals. And they just kill the Ultras so fast. He has like a bunch of Archons in front. I don't think hero has the same push power necessarily. That being said, this army's kind of trash, right? What is this army for Solar? He's not even maxed out. What's he going to do with this army, guys? Ling Bane, like, what? That's just going to die to Archons. He's got 3 Ultras, 9 Queens, a couple Spores. He needs to max out right now. Solar has got to finish maxing out. He's thinking about doing a run by here, potentially. He's got to be careful, mate. Disruptor drop comes forward. Oh! Oh, he loses 2 full energy infestors. That's really rough. There's no Broodlords in this game. He's relying purely on Ultraling Bane to deal with the ground. Queen Corruptor Viper to deal with the air. Oh, look at that, though. Observer. Good snipe. Good snipe. Denies the vision. He's trying to use the Changelings. It's all about vision in these battles. If you can see where they are, you can come in, grab a carrier, and get out before he can respond. Right now, there is no Psystorm on this map. There is no Templar Archives. There's no feedback counterplay. herO is running around with a meaty A-move army. He's trying to add Immortals, but look at that. Zerglings. I mean, they don't have Adrenal yet because that Hive got cancelled, but Zergling, Baneling, Ultra, more than a match for those Zealots. Queens on the right side do get caught out. Ball! Bunch of Queens falling there. 1 or 2 Corruptors and 4 Queens do go down. He's going to replace it with just more Corruptors right now. Zealots coming in on the left side. That Ultra Space Cow gets ganked. Banelings do get a little bit of revenge there. Bunch of the drones do fall, pushing it on the right side. Fungal Parasitic Bomb combo. Solar with a beautiful combo on those flying units. Oh, an opportunistic strike here for herO, trying to catch Solar. Spread too thin, but a lot of the air units have gone down. Now, how many Corruptors we got left? Only 9. So not much to actually deal with the carriers. Oh, the Spore's doing all right there. The Interceptor count's not that high. Just mass Archon Zealot. And you just need more Ultras. You just need more Ultras. Some Banelings to clear out units would be good as well. He's trying to rally Immortals into this fight as well, remember. It's a pretty scary Protoss army. He's just trying to catch Solar before he can remax. Solar needs to give up this base, I think. The Archons are getting very low. Corruptor's starting to focus down the carriers, but Archons do pretty good damage to them. He's going to go for the Warp Prism. Is Solar. He will get it, as well as 1 carrier. Zergling's kind of trickling in there. Fungal, not the most effective in that scenario. Corruptor's trying to run to the right side, but so many Corruptors have gone down. 11 Corruptors have fallen. He's only got 9 left. And getting the balance of units right is so tricky here for the Zerg player. This is why herO keeps attacking. He's like, I know I'm just making Blinkstalkers and Void Rays. Oh, he catches the Corruptors. Solar was not expecting that. And the carrier at the front fighting Spore Crawlers at the same time. He just says, look, if I pile on the pressure and just keep trading, it's so hard for you to get the right mix of units. Because my Archons are so good at general purpose fighting. The Void Rays and carriers are as well. The Zerg units end up being a bit more specialized in this scenario. Solar just can't quite keep up. And he gets overrun by herO. As I said, these timing attacks, when the Protoss first maxes out, and the Zerg just doesn't quite have all the pieces, all the upgrades, I really feel like Broodlords, I feel like having more Infestors to fungal that army back would be huge. But remember that Ball taking out 2 full energy Infestors, an absolute game changer. And herO ties up the series 1-1. All right, guys, it is 1-1. And Solar there in that last game showing us the same uninspired standard late game play that he has been unable to take a single map off max packs with in their last few run-ins. I don't want to see him do that again. Get your brick out, Solar. Get your brick. Maybe put some coins in a stocking and just go bash the other guy's skull in. It's what you're best at, mate. This is Solar. His opponent in the top left, this is herO. I do think Solar's just trying to practice that style, get really good at it at the moment, get as much experience as possible so we can kind of threaten the kind of standard defensive macro play. Man, herO's so weird. He's leaving in an opening. Did he leave an opening on the top of that? Oh, no. I think that is flush with the wall, actually. I thought he left an opening. I always find it so weird when people leave an opening on the edge of the wall. It just kind of, for me, it feels really uncomfortable. I always like the opening in the middle of the wall, but that's just OCD. It's not really a logical reason for that. As you see, remember what I said, guys, herO always abandons the natural a bit too early. So Solar turns around and gets his expansion up. It is pretty late, 1 minute and 2 seconds. I still think it's slightly better. As long as it's before like 1 minute 3, 1 minute 4, it's still better than taking your third base, in my opinion. Just because your workers are going to transfer there a little bit quicker. So I think it's a bit cleaner. Good point from chat. If you do have an opening there, it makes it easier to get down to your third base. And that's always something you want to kind of pay attention to. Like, you don't want an opening in the wall there if your third base is here, right? So definitely something to keep in mind. Same way in PvP, it's nice to have the opening there so units can smoothly move. Nothing triggers me more than watching average Joe Terran players who leave this depot down and that one raised the whole time. Their units have to go like this to get in and out of their base. Every SCV just loses a few seconds. Every unit has to move up and down, loses a few seconds. It just triggers me. I'm like, lower the friggin' depot! Lower it! Lower it! And they never do. They never lower the depot, man. They never lower it. Stargate again? Alright, so herO, I think, honestly, I feel like herO's going to get to the World Champs and he's going to bring out a whole bunch of, like, Robo and Twilight builds. But I think because they're going to be a bit more specialized, I don't think he wants to show them this early. I could be completely wrong. He might just do a bit of a Stargate bonanza. He's very good at it. And it's kind of impressive for a guy who's known for, you know, just being such a cheeser. Such an all-in player. He just does so much gimmicky stuff to do that. It's really cool. This time he does pair up the Adepts with the Pylon. But guess what, guys? You can't block both bases. So he forces Solar to take the other base. Now that's kind of cool because that weakens Solar's Queen Walk. This base, if you spread creep forward, you can walk queens across so easily. From this base, yeah, it's a little slower. I still think it's completely possible, but just a bit of a disruption there. herO messing with Solar as much as he can, trying to throw him off his build order, trying to slow down a queen walk, which is such a strong map on this build. Strong map on this build. Also, my face is on my eyes, and my torso attaches to my arms. What can I say? Sometimes I do the upside down with the backwards speak. Sorry. I play too many video games. Sometimes I forget how to speak words good, but I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. That Overlord no longer a work in progress. Its life is done and dusted. I hope it had a satisfying existence before its time was up. Void Ray, going to be able to trade decently there. Does get 4 Zerglings for the Adept, so not too bad. Third base still gets down on time as well. I think that's an okay trade for Solar. You just got to be very careful with those trades. If there's like 3 Adepts and a Void Ray, even if you have 15 Zerglings, that's probably going to be a terrible fight because the Adepts are kind of covering each other's back, so you can't just focus them down one at a time. The Void Ray is going to be killing stuff. They might be able to shuffle out of your surround a few times. So you've got to be careful when those air units are overhead, just doing damage the whole time. It's big. And oh, he comes out looking for the Overlord, doesn't find it. A lot of players like to hide that Overlord there. Oh, Solar builds a spore to save the drone, cancels it, and then builds another one. herO still finds a drone. He will not be completely denied, but he's going to take a bit of damage on the way out as well. Ouchie. Well played by Solar. Good rotate. Got a Creep Tumor in the main base. A Creep Tumor on the natural as well. The Brood War music is kicked in as this series heats up. Oh, he's going Glaives. Oh my god, he's doing a super tricky Glaives build, guys. He's gone a very fast third. A Void Ray and Oracle, a very fast third. And he's making +1 air weapons just to convince Solar that he's playing 2 Stargate. When in fact, he's going up to 1, 2, 3, 4 gate Glaive Adept. Oh, it's a very tricky timing. He might even add more gateways. I remember Parting sometimes did this where he'd do like a 7 or 8 gate Glaive Adept all in. I think it'll just be 4 gates. I think one of the funniest things in this scenario is how derpy herO's follow-ups often are. Oh, he's going across well before Glaives is done. He's going to really try and surprise him in the natural. Oh, there's no vision on the map. Solar with no vision right now. A Zergling walks into the base, but he's missing it completely. Oh, okay, he does start Roaches right now because he sees the Twilight in the main chrono boosting, but these Adepts are already knocking on the door. This Zergling in the main is actually going to kill a probe before it goes down. That's kind of sick. But Glaives, he does commit to it. Zerglings are there. Definitely wants to ball up these Adepts a little bit more so they can fight against the Zerglings. Great Evo block by Solar. Oh, crisis management. Heck yeah. 4 Adepts in the third base at the same time. These Adepts coming in. They're just going to have to fight against these Zerglings. They don't want to fight the Roach, but they will be able to fight against the Zerglings very effectively. Get 6 drones. Nothing massive just yet. I don't think this has paid off. I think Solar's actually shut this down. He does get a bunch more work. Oh, I say this hasn't paid off. Another 8 workers come in. Not bad. Cancels that. Shade does get a few more Zerglings. Still worry about the scenario though for herO because he's got a third base and he's got a Void Ray. And as I said, his follow-ups are usually pretty derpy because he kind of is like, I'm going to do as much damage as I can and then I'll think about what I'm doing next. And these 2 Adepts are going to stack some nice damage. Oh, that's pretty sexy. 2 Adepts there as well. Oh my god, isn't this always the way? When you shut down Glaive Adepts, Zerg players, I know you're with me right now. We've all been there. You shut down Glaive adepts, you feel really good about yourself, and then like 2 more adepts come in and kill friggin' 15 more workers, and you're just like, you're just punching yourself in the crotch. You're so angry. Just, Solar, I thought he was in a great spot there, and now he's like, oh, god damn it, trying to re-drone. And just not that much map vision, because he didn't want to lose Overlords to Void Rays, so he didn't see them coming. Didn't leave Zergling spotters out of the map as well, because the Void Ray was cleaning them all up. And look at this again! Again! 2 adepts on the 3rd and the natural at the same time. Oh, this is going to be so much damage, man. This is so annoying. Already losing so much more mining time. And you're so happy to throw these adepts away for these drones. Gets 8 more drones for 2 adepts. Oh, and he's going to keep doing it. He's like, look, hey, let's do these ones. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. My name's herO and I'm having fun. My name's herO and I'm having fun. Solar right now is like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. He's not having fun at all. Overseer comes in, sees everything, so at least he's got the scouting. He knows that it's going to be a RoboBay follow-up. Doesn't necessarily know that it's Blinkstalkers, though. Blinkstalker Sentry, he definitely needs to get his drones up. Again! Oh my god, this is so brutal, man. Oh my god. Oh, and there's a stasis trap in the main as well. Oh my god. This is so brutal, dude. Oh my, blah, 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 blah. herO kill many drone. So we'll lose the 7 more workers. That stasis trap does get stopped. Oh, herO is feeling it right now. He's going Immortal Sentry. He's finally going to realize there's an Overseer in his base. We noticed that he doesn't notice that for a long time, very regularly, right? The Void Ray will hunt that down. And at this point, I think you need to do nothing but make Roaches, Ravagers, Zerglings as Solar. He does have a Bane Nest. Bane Speed might be quite nice here as an addition. And he needs to get some vision out there. herO, of course, a little ahead on the tech. Second Robo and Colossus is there. His probe keeping his Immortals trapped. Says, nope, what's the password? The Immortal says, there is no password. Let us through. The probe says, nope, can't let you through without the password. And, oh my god, those Immortals are having a bit of fisticuffs, aren't they? And the probe lets them leave. Of course, herO does struggle a lot with Zergling run-bys, remember? Because he regularly does leave his wall unmanned due to that F2 nature of his play. So he tries to leave a probe there a lot of the time because that's something that doesn't get selected by F2. So that's literally his technique. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was, guys. Notice as well, main army 1, Void Ray 2. Oracle not on a hotkey right now. Now Oracle's on number 2. Because remember, these hotkeys always change to whatever he's got selected. So he goes, clicks on the minimap, boxes it, selects it, and then he puts it on number 2. And then it'll change to something else. So super weird mechanics, the way herO plays. 4 Immortals seems so bizarre. Very good versus Roaches, though. He's going to think about pushing forward. He really should not be pushing with this army just yet. I feel like right now, though, I feel like I got a crystal ball and I can see into the future. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to have 4 Colossus in about a minute. A Warp Prism will come out soon as well. So there's going to be a Colossus and then a Warp Prism should start. He's going to make about 5 Archons, max out, and then he's going to attack move. And Solar's going to come in with like 1,000 Ravagers, Lings, and Banes. And you're going to watch big, scary-looking Zerg waves crash on the rocks. And the rocks are going to, at the end of it, still be there, completely unmoved and unchanged. And the waves are going to be fucking gone. Because this much force fields with 4 Immortals and 4 Colossus and Archons to buffer. Let's just say Solar's got a one-way ticket to Dicktown. There is nothing he can do against this army when it's maxed. Maybe he has the sickest engage of all time. Great Baneling. He needs like 100 Banelings to kill this army. He doesn't even have the money to make 100 Banelings. He's gone up to about 60 right now. herO is taking his time. Where are those Archons? There we go. Yeah, those are the Archons. They're so big with this army, guys. He's also making charge to try and help this out. Walks into some Biles and almost loses some sentries, but doesn't quite. So, oh! You don't want to be doing run-bys right now. As much as you kind of want to put the pressure on herO, I think this is not a good enough trade. Oh, Baneling drop! We just missed a Baneling drop. Clear out the whole natural. Never mind. Sick plays. And boom, boom. Make boom, boom. Let's get a few more probes there as well. Here we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. What happened to the army? What happened to the army? Where'd it go? What the fuck? He got totally dicked. He got destroyed. I missed everything. I don't have to rewind this and show you the actual fights. I'm like, well, you can't do anything against 4 Colossus, 4 Immortals with a bunch of Archons and like a ton of force fields. He just wiped here off the face of the map with the most perfect, just harass 2 places, pull his attention away, and then just crush him. LOL. What the hell? Solar was like all in on layer tech. Yes, he has a good economy, but he had no transition, no follow-up. He's got to get these Ravagers out of here. He's got to wait for the remax. What just happened? What just happened? Rewind. Rewind. Check this out. Okay, so check it out. He's got the Baneling drop from the south, which, by the way, Probe spotted, but he didn't notice. He's moving on forward. He's trying to bring his Archons and Zealots down. And then check it out. So what do we got? 16 Banelings on the right, 4 Banelings on the left. And then he's skirmishing. The army's kind of distracting. So this here is Solar. He's putting up his hands right here. And he's going, oogie boogie, oogie boogie. He has no intention of fighting this army. He just wants to pull the attention away. And he syncs it up. So this goes in and this at the same time. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the oogie boogie strats, man. And look at that. He gets a unit there. And the Banelings are here. And slow this right down. So the Banelings, remember, they start getting some kills, but then the probes do pull. But not super quick. Hero's very focused on the front at this stage. And then we go, oh, that's a juicy one. The next 2 Banes didn't do that much, but just those first 2 were killer. And then, because he A-moves his Archons up there as well to deal with it, and his probes, lots of them, and then he's just not watching his army. And where's the Archons, guys? His whole army is the most balled up it could possibly be. Oh my god. So it's, and he doesn't force field, right? You're kidding me. His whole army just gets connected on. He leaves it. Okay, so guys, here's a rule which pro gamers often get away with skipping and breaking because they're so fast. And that is, if you get your attention distracted and you need to look away from your main army in a point where otherwise, if it's going to fight needs micro, you know what you do, guys? Take the army and you fucking click it back. You just click it back to your base. You focus on your defense, get your shit in order, so that you don't have the time pressure of, oh no, I need to look at my army in the midst of this. And look at this fight. And he tries to like panic force field, but the Banelings are already on top of it. Oh my god. That army needs to be spread out a little bit with Archons and force fields in front of it. And then it's god tier, but not like that. Oh no, herO had this game in the bag. Solar with a miraculous comeback. That's sick play from Solar, guys. That was pretty cool. Oh my god. Every time I break that rule of not looking back, exact same thing happens to me because I'm slow. That rarely happens to a guy as fast as herO, but Solar orchestrated that perfectly. He said, you're busy running around trying to fix your shit up with Banelings going after your workers. Jump on the army, look for the engage, and he finds it in a big way. Takes the 2-1 lead. Well played, Solar. All right, everybody, let's go. Oh, we are going into 2,000 atmospheres. That's right. Kaisi Gaming Solar in the top right. A very nice turnaround in that last game. Felt like he took so much adept damage. I really did think that herO had it. This is herO. I mean, you could argue that herO should just add more splash damage there. Storm Disruptors. But I really think just you add Archons on top of that. You finish max. You do some Zealot run-bys as well while you're attacking. Because the trick is, Solar's going to need to make so many Banelings. He's going to have very few Lings, Roaches, or Ravagers. So as long as you just don't let those Banelings completely surround you and get sick hits on you, you're going to be great. It's also going to be very hard for him to have enough units to actually split them off to deal with. If you just like send 10 Zealots in his main, 5 Zealots off to his 4th base while your army hits the front, the Zerg army can't deal with that because Banelings are really bad in small fights. They kind of want the Protoss to ball up, clump up, and let the Banelings do their thing with a big old 270 or 360 degree surround. But yeah, that's kind of what herO should have been aiming for. He just got distracted, and I mean, isn't it crazy watching herO? Because like I'm hyping him up here from the start of this series. He gets absolutely just crushed. Game 1, Game 2, he crushes it. Game 3, he's crushing it, and then kind of drops the ball. And this is herO because he plays such a chaotic style. And there is a part of me that says, look, yes, you're hyping him up, but can he actually compete with his mechanics in 2022 when everyone's so bloody clean at the fundamentals of the game and he's still using super chaotic systems like control grouping separate Nexi, which, let's be real, that's actually an okay one. That's Parting's trick, so he can recall manually. That's pretty good. But the control groups for his units are so random and so inconsistent, and he F2s so much. And I feel like he's very good when he's got momentum and control. And the moment his opponents dictate where he's looking and when, and then kind of, hey, look here, hey, look there, that's when we start to see mistakes. So is this just him being only, what, 6 months out of the military? I think it's only been 6 months back to playing. It takes a long time to get to pro level, guys. And even though I'm sure he practiced privately, obviously wasn't able to compete, I'm sure the Korean players still practice a little bit on and play a bit of ladder while they're in the military. They're just not allowed to earn money. So I'm sure he kept his skills up a little bit, but it's not the same as actually actively playing in tournaments and playing those high stakes matches. So I think maybe it will just take him a little bit longer to get back up to that level. That being said, this series is not over. I'm talking like he's dead. It's just that last game was such a silly way to lose a game, man. I mean, it was great play by Solar. It was very well done. And yeah, I never noticed that cactus before, guys. That was kind of interesting. Just random cactuses. Where was it? Now I've forgotten where it is. Now I want to find the cactus. Oh yeah, here we go. Little cactus hanging in the hedge. The cactus marks the proxy spot on the south side. Adepts rocking up. Rocking up, looking for some fun. Hey, why didn't he go for one of those drones? That was weird. herO did not. Oh, drone's in the open. Solar caught with his pants down a little bit. herO finally decides to take advantage of it. We do have that Oracle on the way as well. Chat saying, yeah, you can definitely play while you're still in the military. Yeah, I mean, I imagine the players still do keep it up, but they wouldn't be very motivated to. So, like, I think they'd still play a bit, but it wouldn't be anything close to the practice when they're active. Obviously, they got to spend a lot of times doing their military jobs, whatever that job might be. Wasn't it like TY was like guarding a warehouse or something? I don't know. It's something boring. Oracle's gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. And 4 kills, not a bad start at all, especially when you've already got a drone with the adept. And there's a second Oracle into Twilight. He wants to play ground again. I like it. I love to see more ground play coming out, man. You know, there's a lot of Protoss out there who they somehow think playing Void Rays, Cannons, Batteries, and not interacting is gonna, you know, break them out of being such a virgin. But guys, if you're struggling with being an incel, that's not the way out of it. Once again, a poorly placed pylon, it should be one space to the left, guys. This both blocks the gas geyser and creates a worse choke point for the adepts. So if someone speaks Korean, please go tell herO to fix his pylons on his third, because they're consistently really badly placed. You can get like 3 Zerglings attacking on either side of those adepts. It's so bad, man. I love it. This is the funny thing. Sometimes people are like, what? Why are you shitting on players or this or that? And I'm always like, guys, you realize like I'm the biggest herO fanboy, right? They're like, well, why are you making fun of him? Like, because he objectively does things wrong. Like, him and Dark are 2 of my favorite players, but I find it very impressive if someone can buck the trends, play suboptimally in a bunch of things which are just standard knowledge for every other pro player, and it's like, there's no reason why they don't do it. But they're so good at their own special flavor, and there's something about them just kind of playing the game their own way that creates such unique and interesting games, and it makes it hard for their opponents. And when you're playing against these guys, it's not as easy as just, oh yeah, this guy always does this. Oh yeah, I just got to watch out for that. Like it's so unpredictable. And these adepts are going in well before Glaives is finished. Huge mistake for herO on this timing. These Zerglings, this is bad. Okay, good cancel on the shade. I was like, that's a bad shade if he lets that finish. Really needs to chrono boost that and keep it up. Now the stasis trap comes down, gets 2 drones trapped in that. The Oracle comes in from the left as well. He's being a real nuisance, isn't he? Oh, okay, single Zergling, Queen, and a drone gets frozen there. The adepts are hanging out, but this is a much lighter adept pressure. Glaives finishes, and honestly, I've got to look at the way he did this pressure, and I got to say, he could have just done this without even making Glaives. Oh, this was the whole idea. He's actually been stacking up adepts. He's like, yeah, it's over. It's just a little fake pressure with non-Glaive adepts. And now he's coming over with 16 Glaive adepts. And Solar's like, yeah, it's fine. We can go to 63 drones. Oh, no. He sees the first adepts. He thinks, yeah, this is fine. He sees the next few adepts. He goes, huh? Then he sees another 5 adepts come through, totaling it up to 16. And Solar 100% is shitting his pants and going, oh, you're freaking kidding me. Oh no, run drones! Okay, his drones should have ran a little quicker. 8 drones, not as bad as it could be though. Roaches are on top of this. Cancels the shade. Goes for the queens. 16 adepts is a large number. Robo Bay, probing immortal production. There's actually a good follow-up for once. I always make fun of hero's follow-ups because he overcommits. This time, I think he's setting up really well for the next stage. He's not warping in any more adepts. I'd love to see sentries warp in at home as well. There we go. A couple zealots and a sentry do warp in. If you could pair up some stasis traps with these adepts, that would be amazing as well. And there we go. He's queued him. He's queued up the double stasis trap. Nicely done. Cancels the shade, the stasis traps. Solar's distracted. Boom. Oh, the one on the left misplaced. It's not actually in range of the mineral line, so it's not getting set off. Slight misclick there. Of course, he's microing a lot of different places at once. Does clean up a lot of these Zerglings, and he's going to start moving out to the left side. A drone does end up setting that one off, and the oracles are just chilling there in range. They got to be careful. Queens could move underneath them and maybe snipe him. But let's see how quick Solar is to put his drones back to mining. Roaches try to chase the Adepts down, but Adepts easily able to take down just 1 or 2 of those. And those drones are back to work. Solar's got a 4th going down in the bottom right side. 70 workers versus 67 for the Protoss player, but a similarly timed 4th. He's got cancels a Colossus and makes a Disruptor. Interesting. Stasis Trap round 2 in the natural. Once again, this guy says that's fine. Freeze me in your cryo chamber, baby. I want to see what happens in the future. I want to see if the new iPhone's better than the current one. Yeah, also, check out the throb on the edge of this map, eh? Talk about some undersea Zerg fucking infestation. Holy crap. My god, that is nasty. Someone called the Doomslayer down here, man. We gotta chop all this stuff up. Super gross. Whew, beautiful map though. Oracle's in the main again! Stasis traps never end! Stasis traps, stasis traps, stasis traps! You want to make some stasis traps! And it's so good because you can queue this up. You don't need to put a lot of APM into stasis traps. Zerglings see the Stalkers, so he knows he's up against Stalkers. He doesn't know about the second Robo Solar, so he doesn't know it's Disruptors just yet. And look at this, guys. This is the most hero move I've ever seen. He's accidentally moved 5 Stalkers across the map. That's got to be a mistake, right? There's no reason why they would... Right? No? This is on purpose? What? And he F2s his army to the front. He says it's time to go. Once again, the wall is unmanned. The main has a cannon. The natural doesn't. If you have a cannon in each mineral line, it's not that bad. We've got Adepts trying to shade on into the natural. It's more of a distraction than anything else. Roachling will be able to deal with that. Here we go. Stalkers blinking back. Stasis traps and Disruptors. He's trying to be very annoying. A Queen and a couple Roaches do go down. That's a lot of balls. Run, Solar! Oh, okay. Not too bad. That could have been worse. And notice herO. When his balls are empty, he pulls back. When his balls are full, he'll go forward. He will absolutely go forward again. So he backs off for a little bit for a moment. He's going to clear up some creep, be annoying, and he's just going to keep trying to drop his balls on Solar's face. This is really hard for Solar because the supply is so similar, but the quality of the supply is just much better for herO. Much better. Oracles going to be going for the stasis trap. Revelation does go down. Balls! Oh, no, Solar. Oh, beautiful spready on the left, but a great hit on the right. Does take out some of them. I love the bile there. Does take out the stasis trap. Stalker's blinking back. And nice plays by herO. Now, herO, does he have a transition from here? I'd love to see a Templar Archives. I'd love to see Psystorm added in. Feedback, that sort of stuff. Solar's trying to get Lurkers and Vipers out. Right now, struggling to force an engagement against this. The Stalker's able to just blink and disengage at all moments. Look at the units lost tab. This is an army where you just can't take an efficient fight against this. Solar's just playing survival mode until he gets out Vipers to deal with the Disruptors and Lurkers for everything else. Until he has that, he's just trying to hang on. Balls! Finding a single Roach there. Good dodges for Solar so far. Another ball. Oh, gets a couple Roaches. And that 4th base looking very damaged. The Disruptor's coming off cooldown as well. Keeping Solar disengaging. The 4th goes down. Solar back to 3 bases. He's got to start those Lurker upgrades. He clicks it. Didn't quite have the money. He goes Talons first. I think Spines is probably more important. The upgraded range, but up to you. Talons does make it quite easy to dodge Disruptor shots. So he might be opting for that just because of that reason. Solar, his back is up against the wall. The Adepts did great damage early. The Oracles, of course, causing him massive problems. Speaking of massive problems, massive balls are massive problems. Now, he does throw all 4 at once. Definitely over-eager there, but I think he might just have the numbers. He could just headbutt his way in, even with the Ducks going down on some of the Disruptors. He just YOLOs it. Remember that Ravagers are probably the worst stats you can get for a 3-supply unit in a pitched battle. The Biles are really good for zoning, but in a pitched battle, when the Biles don't matter, they are just not worth their weight. herO there pushes forward yet another great ground follow-up play. Ties up the series 2-2. All right, guys, we're going to go to game 5. It's on Blackburn. The bottom right side, Kaisi Gaming, Solar. Putting up a good fight from behind in the tail end of that game, but just not having the numbers to do it. His opponent catching him off guard with the fake adept pressure into real massive Glaive adept pressure. herO. And not building a single Void Ray in that game, getting me, especially Randy. I'm telling you guys, if you're a Protoss player and you want to impress me, send me some of those screenshots of your games where you don't build a single Void Ray. You know that gets me excited. It's a breath of fresh air. What can I say, guys? Weird comments aside, it really does. It's just so it's so nice. It's so nice. I love seeing it. This is about why I like watching Showtime's PvZ because he's very big on the double and the triple oracle. Not big on building those Void Rays. Does sometimes, of course. And the probe there being a bit of a nuisance. herO going to start to run around there. Drone, though, chasing him off for now. I'd like to go back and get another hit on him. herO being such a nuisance. And he's going to go through the mineral line. I would have pulled my drones there to kill that. And I think you'd have a pretty good chance of killing it since it was so heavily damaged. Its shields had just started regenerating. Chat asking, does herO ever pull out the NA timing? And NA timing, for those who don't know, it's when you hit with an attack a minute to 2 minutes later than it's meant to hit. So your opponent assumes there's no way that's going to be happening. And they assume you're doing something else. herO, I mean, that's kind of what his last build was like, hey, here's some adepts. This is a real adept push. And he just like does some half-assed shades. And then he rocks up with like a rather late 16 adept timing. So he's been hiding some things pretty well. Did a pretty late Glaive adept timing on Berlingrad as well. But interesting to see where he goes from here. Blackburn is not a bad map for a queen walk, but interestingly, Solar hasn't been doing any queen walks. And yeah, I don't really feel like Protoss players are playing safe versus it. So, I don't know. Part of me feels like Lambo's going to kill a lot of people with walking queens across the map at this Katowice, and Raynor and a few of these other guys will as well. I can't wait to see. How confident are the Euros going to be in the queen walk? So in the forefront of everyone's mind. This Overlord hiding in the top. I like this. Getting ready for the Overseer Scout from a surprising angle later in the game. This Overlord up here looks like he might go in to see if it's a Stargate or not. See if it's an Oracle. Solar's playing pretty normie. But I'd like to see Solar be a little bit more assertive. I'd really like to see him maybe big wave of Zerglings. Like, I think it was game 1 where he tried that, right? Maybe I'm thinking of a different series even. Cancel a Nexus, though. Could be cool. You don't see that move very much, but we know that herO consistently builds his pylon on a diagonal to the Nexus and doesn't line it up properly with his adepts in a choke point. So he's always a little vulnerable to it. So it's definitely something where if there's one player who's going to be doing it, you know, I think of, I don't know why I think of Petit Drogo, but I think of him as someone whose adepts are always just standing out in the front, not in the choke point. I think of herO as his adepts are just like, they're in the choke point, but the choke point's poorly placed. I'm not sure who's like the safest third taker. Zest. Zest always has the adept in between the pylon and the Nexus immediately. His third doesn't get cancelled very much. Void Ray, hunting. But the Overlord evades. Oh, and it even sees the Void Ray go past because it has longer sight vision. For those who are wondering why, it's because Overlords do have a lot of eyeballs. Look at the side of its head. 4 eyes on one side of its head. Remember, more eyes equals more vision. That's how science works. Fleet beacon! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, and it gets scouted! Oh, no. Oh, herO. If I was Solar, I would have actually turned that around. That Overlord, because he doesn't even know it's been scouted. And immediately drop a lair. You need to drop a lair right now. Right now, buddy. You got 100 gas. Go, go, go. Lair. There we go. Immediately goes for the lair. He'll drop a spy the moment that's done. Damn. Oh, interesting. Gonna break those rocks down in the gold. Oracle does find a creep tumor. Make it 2. Ooh, very nice. 2 active tumors going down. Drains a bit of that queen energy. Could be useful later on. 1 Tempest on the way. It'll definitely be useful later on. So already 2 Tempests on the way. Tectonic destabilizers, I think, will come in behind this. Ooh, Flux. No, that doesn't make sense. Wrong upgrade, buddy. Wrong upgrade. herO, that's not the right upgrade. You want to make that after. Surely, I mean, you might make it later when you swap into Void Ray production, but there's no reason you'd make Flux Veins right now. I think that might be a misclick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. To be fair, this map is not amazing for Tempest abuse. And especially with it being spotted, as long as he builds a Spire right now, I think Solar's good. Solar, though, is still not started. The Oracle sniping a few more active tumors, not bad. Solar, you know it's... Solar? Hello? Okay, going to Solar's camera right now, guys. He has not built a Spire. What is he doing? There we go. That's a bit of a delay on that. I really feel with his early scout on the Fleet Beacon, he should have been poised for the easiest victory. Wait, it's only 2 Tempests straight into Void Rays, so he was planning this? Only 2 Tempests. So he's just trying to force him into Spire. Ah, okay, very cute, very cute. Maybe get a cancel on the gold, maybe. Oracle in the main, it's got 4 kills. Out of energy, though. Tempest going to try and force a big response out of Solar. Just going to mass Void Rays behind it. And I think he's already got his sights set on sniping the lair. Like, if he can snipe this, and then he can rock up with a bunch of Void Rays and snipe the lair. Overseer sees it, though. Solar knows he's up against triple Stargate Void Ray behind this. Of course, he's very distracted here. Whether he had time to really process that information or not, that is not something we can know, because we aren't there getting our gold base sieged right now. Queen's coming forward. Gold base needs to survive. Spire, though, even being 10, 20 seconds later than it needed to be. Like I said, the faster you build that lair, the better. If he had built the lair immediately with his 100 gas and then immediately started the Spire, I think he defends this base. As it is, he's out of transfuse. And these Tempests are causing him so much problems. The Spore does get a few hits off. Oh, herO! 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 He's watching his Void Rays. He's going to lose a Tempest to a Spore Crawler. Oh, that's a disaster. And like I said, he already had his eyes set on sniping the lair with the Void Rays. He doesn't get it. Solar denies the snipe there. Now they're going to come down and just click on these queens, apparently. And oh my god, very, very powerful moves here. Abusing the mobility because queens just can't move as fast. This is so frustrating for Solar to play against. His queens arrive a few seconds too late. As I said, his Spire needed to be quicker. He could have shut this down with his great scouting in the early game. And this is such a pain for him. Flux Veins could get him. The Tempest gets missed by the recall. That's a little sloppy. Could have saved that potentially, but does get the Void Rays out of there. 4th base is going up on the gold at the same time. Tectonics destabilizes. Now he's making the Tempest upgrade. I don't think that makes any sense. It's a complete waste of money right now, in my opinion. I do like the +2 air weapons going in on the Cybercore. And Solar feels like he's got to do counter damage. I'd love to see him drop a 5th base as well. I think he's doing okay here. Oh, great angle with the Voids. Gets 2 Corruptors there. And that Void Ray barely survived with just 12 hit points. Zergling's starting to work on those rocks, opening up a future attack angle. Not a bad move. Could go for a bit of P on the gold base, potentially. But he'd need to get up there right now. The Void Ray is quick to respond. Zerglings will get cleaned up, forced back from their roach speed, +1 air weapons. Few more queens are on the way. Solar is not droning back up. He's just sitting on 4 base, massing Corruptors, roaches, queens, and it looks like he has been funneled into doing the baboon build. Now remember, Corruptors really good if they massively outnumber, but what counters them is, of course, Void Rays. We are about to see 5 Stargate Void Ray, and honestly, if you don't have more than 2 to 1 in this Corruptor versus Void Ray count, I think you have no chance, especially since it'll be +2 versus +1. Better upgrades for the Protoss player. Doesn't even turn on his prismatic alignment straight away. Queen's going to make that a little harder, and he can outrun this. Oracle, get out of there. Does get it out. Nicely done. Interesting that Void Ray's turn to fight here. I don't think that makes sense. I think he should juice up at the batteries and wait for a few more Void Rays. I also think you should try to not activate every Void Ray's alignment at once, because then it opens up such a big window before you've got a proper prismatic alignment ready again. And does get a couple Corruptors, a couple Void Rays go down as well, though. Solar does need to do a bit of a better job of stacking those Corruptors up. Use the magic box, get them all on top of each other so they all fire at the same time. So far, 10 Corruptors have gone down for 5 Void Rays and 2 Tempests. Not too bad for Solar, but keep in mind that's a 4-base Protoss who's about to get that +2 air upgrade. 11 Void Rays versus 20 Corruptors. Keep your eye on those numbers. 5 Void Rays building at a time. Great move by Solar. Finds the rally. Gets one of those Void Rays. He's almost got enough to start one-shotting. I think as he hits 17 or 18 Corruptors, he can one-shot the Voids. He pulls back. The Void Rays are there to fight him. Oh, he's next to the slow zone. That's very dangerous. The Void Rays do commit to a very ambitious fight. And they get a few of those Corruptors, but 3 more Void Rays go down, and you can see how with good micro, as long as you quickly pull back from the prismatic alignment, you really can eke out some pretty decent fights versus these guys. Oh, and he snatches one, and another one, and another one. Oh, Solar! He's taking a pretty decent fight, but as they stand and fight, the Void Rays do still do pretty good damage. Units lost 24 Corruptors for 13 Void Rays. Roaches coming in on that base. Battery Overcharge and a Stalker doing exactly what they need to do, which is keeping that mineral line alive. Solar unable to find a way in. Twilight Council is there. Infestation Pit for the Zerg. Infestors, Fungal or Parasitic Bomb. Amazing for countering Void Rays. Right now, hero's composition's pretty basic. I mean, the problem is Solar's composition is also basic. And I think in this case, pure Void Ray kind of gets it done. It's just going to be real hard to see as this evolves. +3 on the way. +1 air weapons or air armor will come in. Solar needs to keep those upgrades going or his Corruptors will get hammered. Can't really get in here with the Ling Roach. 5th base looks like it's about to go down for herO any moment now. And with the Templar Archives on the way as well, I definitely prefer his position, because how do you get your balance right? Corruptors, Queens, and Roaches are all very supply inefficient units. As you both approach max, it's going to be really awkward just to survive, let alone actually trade correctly. And oh no, he doesn't know about the Void Rays, guys. Oh no. That there is a gigantic sniping squad, a hatchery hunting team, and they can easily click on that hatchery. Doesn't even activate prismatic alignment. Revelation goes down on the Corruptors, kills the hatchery, and just flies on out of there. Oh, Solar's got to be triggered by this right now. Corruptors coming on in. Oh, okay. Gets a Void Ray for a Corruptor. Good trade for Solar. Solar's still got some Roaches there. If he can run in and just shift-click the probes, it's okay. But if those Void Rays find those Roaches, it'll be a nice cleanup for herO. And there we go. Void Rays going to clean those Roaches up in no time. 1-1 upgrades are on the way. The Hive is about to finish. He loves the Ultralisks. They haven't been serving him well recently, but I think he's going to go Ultras yet again. And it's looked so bad for him in the past. I don't know if anything's going to change this time around. It looks like a Robo is coming down right now. And a second Forge. So we're going to see double upgrade, full ground swap for herO. So herO's going to try and just get Immortals, Archons, Zealots, and actually just swap into a complete ground army. This is a very, very cool switch up from herO. Doesn't want to go full Sky Toss. He went heavy Void Ray, but he doesn't want to play the carriers. Infestors with a big, juicy Fungal. Would have loved to see a bit of a chain there, but of course they are getting pulled back to defend the main. Queens are going to help fight here. Corruptors, Spores do take out a few of these Voids. herO getting a bit of ahead of himself. He's lost 16 Void Rays in this game. You got to get out of there. These slow zones, very deadly. Zealots are up there, man. Zealots are doing some pretty good damage right now. He's got 22 Zealots on the map. How many gateways does he have? He's just rallying 10 gate Zealot. I said it's hard to get your balance of units right. Case in point, he's literally, his Roaches just can't kill these Zealots quick enough. He's losing a lot of drones. They're stacking on top of each other to try and protect themselves in numbers, but the Zealots thinning out the herd. Queens up front, they can tank for a little while, but they won't kill anything. Desperately needs more units out. Doesn't have his melee upgrades yet, or his carapace, so these +1 Zealots will tear up the Zerglings. Roaches, as we said, not a high damage unit. These Zealot run-bys are so frustrating. And herO! Chad Gamer herO is going Blink DT, double upgrade. He wants to play mass Zealot DT run-bys while his Void Rays just keep sniping hatcheries. He literally, and he's going to do a recall. He's going to lure the anti-air down here and then recall to the top, but he's being caught. Solar, where's the parasitic bombs? He's distracted by the Zealots right now. He's missed the Void Rays. No, he was right next to them. If he loses his Hive for this, he'll be in so much trouble. It looks like there, he gets the Ultra Cavern. Where's that recall, Daddy? Where is it? Or Mummy, I should say, right? Mama! Just recalled. And he's going to kill the Ultra Cavern, kill another hatchery. Parasitic Bomb doing some good damage to them. He's got to click that hatchery and then maybe recall the heck out of here. herO is like, oh, it's fine. I can lose my air army. I'm swapping a Blink DT Zealot double upgrade behind this because I'm a mad lad. I've got a 6th base on the way. I'm a mad lad. I'm a little bit of a Chad. You see, look at the base. What am I looking at right now? What is this base? He's got like crazy cannon battery spread everywhere. He's up to 10 gateways. He's going He's got how many robos? Is it one robo? One robo, and he's going a second and a third robo. And he's gonna start Prism harassing, Void Rays in the north, Prism in the south, Archon's gathering up, Air Armor coming in as well. Great Aspire on the way. Solar's hanging on for dear life right now, but he's in heavy, heavy seas. And these Protoss waves are not gonna stop crashing. The stern of this Zerg economy has taken a beating, and it's not going to end anytime soon. I don't know if he can weather this storm. Void Ray, round 17 of hatchery sniping, douchebag assault, kills the gold base instantly, starts killing overlords as well. Bungle does catch a few of them. He should lose them, but guess what? Mass Zealot warping in the main, Mass Zealot attack on the front. Ravagers cannot hold their own against that. The Void Rays leading the Corruptors around in a bit of a merry chase. The Ravagers gonna try and just run. The drones are evacuating. The Hive has gone down. The Ultra Cavern is finally back up, but Kindness Plating never was able to be rebuilt. The Void Rays turn around and shift click on the Vipers in one Chad move of assertive dominance. He doesn't kill a single Viper. He damages it for 10 Void Rays, but his name's herO, so he doesn't give a shit. He's like, yeah, I'll trade 10 Void Rays to damage a Viper. My name's herO Jenkins. Archon saying, get fucked, Corruptors. Looks like he forgot to make Psystorm. The Corruptors will find Mama and take her out. The Archon's getting some big splashies, though. Corruptors trying to get out of this base. Solar realizes he's trapped between herO and a very Protoss place, and he realizes there's just far too many lasers, and it's not a good place to be hanging out with herO. herO there, dominating that final game there. Double Tempest to force him into Corruptors. Then he just says, hey, if you're massing Corruptors, I can just mass Void Rays, simplify the game. I don't need to worry about a single other unit. And yeah, just Chad Gamer, man. Just simplifies the game plan for himself. Let's watch this again. It's 8 Void Rays, not 10. So he turns around, he kills a Corruptor, guys. And then he's like, fuck it, we're gonna lose him anyway. Oh no, he killed him. He killed 2 Vipers. There was 4. I apologize, guys. It was 8 Void Rays for 2 Vipers. Never mind. Bloody well played by herO, though. And you can tell when he's just throwing things at his opponent from all sides. That's really when he's in his element. Just those Void Rays, Zealots running all around the map, the Adepts back on Berlingrad. I really feel like this is his favorite part of the game, and bloody well played, mate. So many Corruptors dying here as well. Oh, he's got nothing to clean up at home. Solar knew he was screwed. GG, well played. herO takes out the EPT Korean Weekly Finals. And I gotta say, my eyes are gonna be glued to all of his games going into the World Championships. He's got a very hard bracket, but I'm excited to see what he brings.